Listen, y'all, I'm gonna texturize my hair. I'm done. Please, if there's any natural hair police out there, leave us alone. If y'all want to do what you want to do, cool for you. But yeah, I'm not about that crazy space of attacking someone. You're not gonna believe this, but I filmed this video and then I realized it wasn't recording. So I'm gonna try this again. Hopefully this works. But today I wanted to do a different sort of video that's still sort of on hair, but it came out of me last night because, you know, it's quarantine. I don't know if you're seeing a lot of people on social media either bleaching their hair, cutting their hair, doing the big chop, relaxing, whatever. People are going off with their hair because obviously, especially as Black women, we love to change our hair. We love to go to the salon. We love to switch it up, wigs, whatever. And I feel like this time has been a little bit like a testing time, especially for those who usually rely on a hairstylist. Anyway, all I'm trying to say is I'm not the best at cornrows, which means I haven't really been able to switch it up with my wigs and stuff. So I've been thinking about doing something to my natural hair. And to be real with y'all, I've been thinking of texturizing. So I know what you're gonna think, and I hope any natural that are around here, y'all best leave me alone. Yesterday I was thinking about doing it and I just wanted to like watch videos about it and stuff. Even just watching videos, I felt guilty and I was like, why am I feeling guilty? And I think I just wanted to do this video because I felt like a lot of people just, like, I feel like it's really, a lot of people will be scared. A lot of people will be scared. And I'll name them.
A lot of people will be scared here. A lot of people will be scared and I'll name them.
There's such taboo around resorting back to maybe a relaxer and a texturizer after the whole natural hair movement. And I just think it's problematic. You should be able to do what you want with your hair, especially if you're educated on what works for you and what doesn't. I just think women, especially Black women, shouldn't be policed and shouldn't be graded by how they look. A lot of Black women go through this and it's like you get judgment if your hair is relaxed and you're around natural hair girls. And I just feel like it's this very mean girls environment for something that really started off as a liberating movement. And I think like it isn't that anymore. Anyways, I wanted to react to some videos of girls texturizing their hair. Some who had great experiences, some not. But I think it's just like a great open conversation about what we should be able to do with our hair in our own will. You know? Latoya Ebony. And her title is 5 Uncommon Reasons Not to... I'm filming.
Sorry.
5 uncommon reasons not to texturize your 4C hair. You'll be surprised. Okay, so let's see what she's on about.
Ooh, girl.
Hey, girl.
I see you. You creeping down that aisle. You got your basket in hand. You're looking over your shoulder. You're hoping that nobody notices you. Yes, I see you put that texturizer in that basket. I know.
So I think this is hilarious that she's starting with this because it's so relatable. I feel like anytime there's a talk of relaxer, texturizer, it's almost like, hey, like you must whisper, you know, because it's like very taboo and like the natural hair police will come after you. And I feel like that's so relatable. I feel like anyone at the beauty salon store who's going to buy a relaxer and is at the counter and there's other girls around, like you feel like this immense pressure. And it's so weird, right? It's so crazy that everyone feels this. Anyways, let's keep going.
Because I've been there. So I'm going to give you in this video 5 reasons not to texturize your hair.
Okay, let's see what she has to say.
You might be surprised. I know, because I did it. It's actually higher maintenance. Yes, you heard me right. Texturized hair for me was a lot more higher maintenance than my natural hair. Why? Because my hair was actually a lot weaker.
Okay, I think that's an interesting point. So the reason why I was thinking of texturizing my hair is just like, I just want less maintenance. I just want to wash, put some quick conditioner in it and call it a day, or do styling easier and stuff like that. And I think it's an interesting point and a valid point that she's saying actually it's higher maintenance. And you sort of forget that there's like the growth and the texturizer that are working concurrently, and actually you have to keep maintaining the roots and the growth, you know? So that's one thing you forget. Actually, like my childhood hairstylist that I love to death, who's basically the only one who touches my natural hair, shout out to Azza, she's gonna kill me for putting out her name out like that, but hear me out. We were talking about it I think a couple of years ago, and I was really like, I think it was, you know, this era in the year sometimes where you're just so fed up with your hair, and I was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna texturize my hair, I'm over it. And she's like, honestly, and I love that she's super not judgmental about what you do with your hair, whatever, as long as it remains its healthy like root. And she was like, you know, you might want to do it, but just remember that your hair is gonna grow. Your hair keeps growing, right? It's not like it stays flat or stays straight forever. Your roots are gonna grow, and it's gonna come back to your natural state, and you're gonna have to basically maintain that growth all the time. So it's actually quite a lot of maintenance. So it depends the maintenance you would prefer or would rather choose, right?
I was constantly babying my hair, trying to fluff it up, trying natural hairstyles that didn't really look the same. I literally had to I had to baby my hair, really. I'm constantly nursing the new growth.
Okay. So I think that's a relevant point, the way she's showing the new growth, and that, you know, it's not going to disappear. It's going to keep growing, so you have to do something about it.
In preparation to texturize again, it was just a hot mess, you guys. I just felt like it's so much more lower maintenance taking care of my natural hair.
Okay, fair point, fair enough. I can see that. At least you're dealing with not one texture, but you're dealing with one sort of like entity rather than like two different entities on your scalp, you know?
Absolutely. Hands down, no questions asked. Number 4, the risk of over-processing your hair is actually a lot higher when you're texturizing. Why, you might ask? Well, I'll tell you. The reason is because for a lot of us, when we're going to texturize our hair, we're just trying to loosen it up just a little bit. So the separation between the texturized hair and the natural hair is not as clear.
Okay, so I see her point. So it's like, you have relaxers and you have texturizers, right? And like relaxer is sort of the more bone straight goal that you want to reach. Texturizer, it's literally like loosening the texture of your hair, right? So she's right. It's, if you're gonna do a texturizer, maybe the demarcation between your recent growth and the actual texturized hair that's still texturized might not be very like distinct. So it might be that you might re-texturize your hair again, and that you might over-process your hair because you won't recognize that this part is actually texturized enough and this other part needs to be texturized again. So especially if you're doing it at home, if you have like a go-to hairstylist that you really trust that can really like make the difference and only texturize the new growth, cool. But most times it's going to be difficult, and maybe in between you might over-texturize some part, which might burn your hair. So it's an interesting point that it's actually harder to see the difference, which means you can't really treat your hair the way you would like to for the different textures that are happening on your scalp. Yeah, I felt like that was a mouthful, but she's right.
Not only can it be inconsistent, it's just the risk of overlapping is a lot higher.
I like what she says. It's inconsistent and it can overlap, which means in your overlapping, you can burn hair without you recognizing because the textures are so similar.
Then will lead to breakage, which is actually the opposite of what we actually want, right?
Exactly.
So yeah, it's just over-processing the hair, especially if you're doing it yourself here on YouTube. That's probably why you're here. It's so much higher.
So we've sort of seen her. She's really not about that texturizer, but I think she at least educated people on like valid points about what it is you're entering into if you texturize your hair. But let's see another video. Okay, go intro, go. Intro. We love a good intro. Hey, hey. I love it. Love it. Okay. Ooh, who remembers these boxes, yo? So many memories. Wow.
Okay, so I'm about to apply this texturizer in my head. I can't do it no more. I don't know.
It's so funny. I love how she starts. She goes straight to the point. She's like, listen, y'all, I'm gonna texturize my hair. I'm done. And I feel like it may not be the best emotion to go off of to texturize or relax your hair, but it's just reality though. There's just days where you're like, all right then, this is what we're finna do because I'm tired. I'm done. So I feel her, and I feel like it's for everyone, every black girl, this is relatable. It's like, I'm done. Like, I'm over it. Damn shame.
Oh, what is this like? Over the summer, my hair texture has changed completely. I don't know if it's from me not taking good care of it. And then I've been wearing my real hair, and it's always getting matted and all that good stuff. And yes, I know like to twist my hair, tanglers and stuff, like stuff my hair like, but it's just like, I don't know, fed up with it.
I see what she means. I know you also saw my rant in the last video about twist outs, and she has the same sentiments. It's like, I'm done. Like, I'm tired. I can't be out here being loyal to you, and you're unpredictable. She's fed up. She's fed up. I like this girl. She's hilarious. And she's also being like, let's check the title. She's been natural for 3 long years, and she's done. She's done the thing. She's done the deed. So let's see.
I've been contemplating getting the thing anyways, and I've ripped out almost this side of my head. Like, this side is way longer than this side, and I've ripped out so much of it. So I'm gonna just texturize it and see before I fully decide to get a freaking perm, because like I'm thinking.
Okay, and it's interesting. She's doing a texturizer and filling it out before she might loop into a relaxer. I think that's a great thing, actually, for some people who may want to relax their hair long term. Maybe start with a texturizer, see the maintenance, see if it's for you, and then maybe jump after into a relaxer. Because I must say, like, from natural to relaxer is a big jump, sorry. So, like, maybe it's a good idea to start slow. So that's a good recommendation. But yeah, girl, I feel you.
And my hair is matted right now because I had it in a bun though. This just hurts so bad.
Oh, girl, parting hair is always the ghetto. Okay, let's move to the part where
some oil to put in there.
She's actually putting the texturizer. Okay, girl, do your thing, do your thing.
So it's time for the reveal.
Ooh, big reveal. Drum roll, drum roll. Okay, not bad.
And basically, that's what it did to my hair. Bro, I gotta go wash my hair freaking again.
Oh yeah, girl, it ain't washed. You see, that's another thing with natural hair. It's like, you're gonna think your hair and your scalp is fully clean, and then shampoo be sneaking around. Ugh, so annoying.
I'm gonna go back and wash it. But, yeah. So, like, I like what it did to this side. I knew, like, I was trying to say about time lapsing. Like, right here in this area, my curls are very limp anyway. So, I shouldn't have put nothing on it. But I was trying to light on it.
So, again, I mentioned this in my last video. Texture as natural girls and just our natural like curl or like hair, some areas of your scalp will be different. Some will be looser curl, some will be like looser texture rather than curl. Let's change the narrative. A looser texture, and then some will be a tighter texture. So here we can see that her texturizer acted differently in different parts of her hair. So that's another thing also to consider. It's like, it won't be all uniform, you know, unless you relax it.
Yeah, so this is what it did. Yeah, so this is like,
okay, I guess you redid it.
I always had like it didn't make my hair softer. It really just made my curls more manageable. And as far as like my curls go, because I never had curls for real, I always had like wavy, but like the ends get really curly.
Okay, so this is something that she's bringing up that I think is really a valuable point and a discussion that can be brought is when we speak of natural hair, we speak a lot about curls, and it's all good, but I think like as Black women sometimes you know, you're gonna try and do the big shop and go natural, and then recognize that, oh damn, my hair is actually kinky all the way through. So I like that she's saying that her hair is wavy rather than curly, and I think that's like a sort of like myth we need to like break. We're not running after the curl. We're just running after the natural texture of your hair. And I think it's a big disappointment that I think a lot of girls had in the beginning and initial state, because a lot of social media influencers, they didn't necessarily all look like different shades of black women, if you see what I'm talking about. And therefore we cut our hair thinking, yeah, we're gonna be all curly, woo wop, and then you recognize that's not it. And I think through that, people had to relearn again what it means to be natural. So yeah, some of us just have wavy hair. Not everyone has frizzy or curly hair or whatever. And I think we have to talk about the different textures that are out there when you go natural. So I like that she pointed out that, and very calmly, like, I never had curly hair, I had wavy hair. And I think that's a interesting point to bring out. Okay, well, at least she's happy. We love to see it. It's never gonna be perfect, nothing is, but at least she's happy. Tired of being natural, texturizing my hair.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. This is your girl Kwanda, and as you can see, my hair is all over the place, looking a mess.
I love how all women start with either being fed up or looking a mess and being like, all right, this is what we're finna do. That's hilarious.
I guess you can tell by the title of the video, I'm going to be texturizing my hair. A lot of people will not like this because you're, you know, changing your hair, the integrity.
Again, it's so interesting that everyone has to start with this disclaimer that a lot of people are not gonna like this. And again, it's like, who asked you? Who gonna check me? Who gonna check me? Who gonna check me? It's like, do what you want to do. And it's so funny that this natural hair police is all around gating on these sort of videos, and she's aware that a lot of people won't like this. So it's so interesting. And I feel like natural hair is a bit like skincare. Some people like skincare, like people are gonna be like, oh, I love, you know, the skincare with a bit of chemicals in it to like boost my skin, and some will be all natural, right? And I feel like it's a preference thing and what works for your skin, right? If you have very prone acne skin and a certain chemical really works for you, then all right, bet, use that. And if you just want to use coconut oil, avocado oil, all these oil, natural oil things, then so be it. But I just feel like it's the same sort of conversation. I remember Patricia Bright also spoke of this. She's like, listen, I love skincare, but I'm not about that natural skincare life. It's not really for her. It hasn't worked for her skin. But a certain chemicals here and there will really like improve her skin. So I feel like it's the same sort of conversation, you know? Anyways, let's keep going.
Your hair, you're putting chemicals in it.
Ooh, she's put it in.
I was able to add a texture softener to my hair while still maintaining my curls and make it more manageable for me.
Okay.
And
so time and management, I think that's the main thing about girls doing this. Okay, I'm just looking at some comments now. Natural isn't for everyone. It's hard for me to find products too, and my pockets are definitely empty, lol. The texturizer looks amazing. Okay, so we saw time management and also money. So people don't talk about the money side of what natural hair, you know, pushes you to do. These products be mad expensive. Like some of the brands that I know work extremely well for me, sometimes the product thing is like $30 for a small bottle, and it's like, come on. And I know you have natural like remedies or whatever, but I just think there's also a classist thing about who can do natural and who can find all the products they want that can work for their hair, or who can like shop around, you know? So I agree with that point, and I think that's the best point she started with. Natural isn't for everyone, and it really isn't. Someone said, you natural Nazis are super weird. That's super facts. Like, people do what they want with their hair, what they please. It's sad. I watched 3 other texturizer vids, and the comments were off because y'all are bullies. That's another thing. People be bullies. Like, do what you please with your hair as long as you're educated on the choice that you're making. Like, That's all it should be. Natural hair can be very challenging, I know. I also now texturize at home. I'm definitely happier having it easier to manage hair. Also encouraging for me to see someone just get on with it. I love that. It's like, also it's encouraging for her. It's like she doesn't feel like, ooh, she has to hide it, you know? Okay, another experience is, your hair turned out beautifully. Mine's not so much. I diluted the softener with conditioner and left it on my hair for 5 minutes. It's been 20 days and my hair is back to its kinky, coily texture. I might go back to natural. Okay, so that's an interesting point that her hair went to natural quite fast, because again, a texturizer is softer of a chemical than relaxer. And she's thinking of going back natural. Well, at least she tried it and it was on her own will, and no one was pointing a gun to her finger because she was trying it, you know? Okay, let's see this girl. So I watched her last night when I was in the dark web hiding to see girls texturizing their hair, and I really liked her.
By bleach, and then the whole head itself, including
Okay, so
this
she has
side,
super
is
kinky
damaged
hair. Love
because
it.
I always blow dry and
She's
flat
tired.
iron my hair a lot.
Okay, so she flat irons, so she styles her hair a lot, and the natural thing is not doing it for her. So let's see her actually put the texturizer in.
It's so like loose. What am I trying to say? Lightweight. Yeah, my head feels so light. My hair is
Okay, she looks happy,
amazing,
dancing
and
around.
happy dance, and
Happy
I
dance.
I saw like it's gone back to being thick, but as long as it's wet, then
Okay.
I can.
So another thing with texturizer, it's not that scary. Your hair's still thick. Your hair still has that body to it. So to all the natural hair police out there, leave me alone.
But I'm happy with the results nonetheless. So
Okay,
yeah,
she's
that
happy.
was it for this video. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. I just want to say one thing, y'all. For the beauty gurus, or let me not say beauty gurus, the hair gurus, I know that y'all are gonna try to come for me, but back the back.
Oh, oh, girl got very serious. Coco in Japan, she was like, back the up. I love how strong-willed she is. You go, girl. Tell him.
And yo, go back in your cage, lock it, and throw away the key. I don't want to hear it.
Ooh, she went all Tiger King.
Not everyone can deal with this lifestyle. I've had my natural hair pretty much most of my life.
Okay. So here we're hearing valuable opinions of people who've done it and are over it.
I relaxed it when I was in high school. I couldn't afford to care for it, so it fell off. I chopped off the rest and I started all over again. Ever since I started over, I've been struggling with it. I've tried to not put any type of chemicals in my hair, but hey, I couldn't take it no more. And all.
Again, another case of someone being fed up. I'm dying.
So having this type of hair does not determine how strong you are, or having nappy hair doesn't mean that, oh, you're a strong woman. Oh, please. I know women who have looser texture hair than me and they got their shit together.
Okay, so this is another thing. Again, how are Black women being valued in regards to their hair? It's just, I mean, we understand why, but it's just so disheartening that it's still happening within our community. And it's just like, ooh, you have nappy hair, you're a strong Black woman. Ooh, you have relaxed hair, oh, you've abided to Western social norms of beauty. And it's like, nah, B, I just want to do my hair how I would like to do it. It's so crazy. So please, let's stop doing that. Let's really avoid this whole value worth thing in relation to our hair. Let's just do what we want to do with our hair, please. And the fact that she had to say that is also disheartening to me. And it's like, damn, like she really had to go into a woman's worth, a Black woman's worth.
The natural hair community is so freaking problematic. Like, leave me alone.
Sorry,
bro.
my battery,
Y'all got
my camera cut off.
a problem with everything a Black woman do. Like, you want to be about Black woman empowerment, melanin, and 4C hair, and But when we do natural shit, we're still being clocked for it. Everything we do, our own people attack us. Like, I mean, it's
hard out here in these streets
that we gotta deal with racism and our skin tone and shit like that. But like, come on, our hair too. Like,
she is preaching right now.
The fuck else?
Some, you know, said don't do it and were giving valid opinions. But I like that the first girl, a lot of her opinions were just coming from experience and just education before you jump on making the choice. Yes, she was very stern on like why you should not texturize your hair. But I think it came more from experience than just judgment, and that she's been in that place. So I think it's actually quite relatable. And then you have other girls who were just damn tired and didn't have the time to keep managing, didn't have the money to keep spending on it, and also just felt like they wanted to do what they wanted to do, and that their worth shouldn't be valued by how their hair looks, right? I think if you make an informed choice on your hair, then so be it. No one should come at you and, you know, tell you what to do with your own life. You know what I mean? This video is really lighthearted. It's just a fun video reacting to girls who feel the same way as me sometimes. And it's just sort of to bring to light that we shouldn't feel guilty of wanting to try new things or wanting to try things that work for us. I think the natural hair community is very flawed, and I think there's some representation there for a certain type, and now there's been a push for other types, but it's still sort of looked down upon. And I think there's just a lot of like misinformation about what you should be able and want to do for yourself, right? So I'm guilty of it. Yesterday, I felt guilty thinking about even just texturizing my hair, and that's not even relaxing. So I just checked myself and I was like, nah, B, like, nah, girl, relax. Do what you want to do if that's what you see fit for yourself, right? I just wanted to start an open discussion. I'd love if you guys comment down below. You know, did this quarantine make you think of chopping it all off? Or are you trying to relax right now because you tired? Or texturizer is maybe an option for you. Or maybe you're just trying to be natural and you're gonna keep at it and try. Whatever you're at in your natural hair or just hair journey, just comment down below. I think it's like a great conversation to have. Who knows, I might texturize my hair or I might not, you know, who knows?